Hi, this is Jennifer Annenberg, and I'm here with Courtney Pegan of Curate Boutique. She is the owner and head curator of this boutique. It's fabulous. We're not only going to get the inside scoop, but we're also going to know what sets this boutique apart, and also the inside story of why Courtney is such an inspiration to me, and I'm sure to you as well. Welcome, Courtney.
Thank you so much.
And I really want to start out by saying, most of us, there's a difference between actually knowing what to do in life and actually doing it. And I really want to say that you actually knew what to do in life from a very young age. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, growing up, my father had his own business for 40 years, so that was normalcy to me, growing up with an entrepreneur for a father, small business owner, hustler, hard worker. And that was normalcy to me. So I grew up working with a family, and I saw how fulfilling owning your own business could be and being your own boss. But I also saw what hard work it was. So it was always the end goal that I wanted to do my own thing, and I wanted to have my own business.
But was it always easy, Courtney? Was it always, I'm sure you had difficult moments. This was not an overnight journey. Of course, this took a while, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And it's not easy. It's very hard to leave a paycheck. And when I heard a quote once that said the most addicting things in the world are heroin, carbohydrates, and a steady paycheck. And I don't know about heroin, but I can say the carbohydrates and steady paycheck, definitely very addicting.
What allowed you to make that leap of faith, that jump into this fabulous business?
Yeah, so leaving my first job was very difficult. I, in fact, likened it to breaking up with your first boyfriend, because it's all I knew. It was, a very corporate job, and as much as I loved the company, I didn't look up and see anywhere that I wanted to move next. And I ended up moving to a smaller company based here in Cincinnati called Seek. They were very inspiring, and they had this belief that one of their purposes as a company was to release the full potential in others. Wonderful. So when I told them that I wanted to do this, which was very scary, they couldn't have been more supportive. Every experience all the experiences I've had, everything that I've done up to this point has prepared me for this role. It's all prepared me for this exact moment, whether that was selling prisms and antiques when I was 5 years old, or when I first started selling sterling silver jewelry at age 10, or whether it was working in a branding and marketing company, or even some of my hobbies. And I learned a lot about the kind of company that I want to grow, and the kind of boss that I want to be, and the kind of CEO that I want to be.
Yes.
Because I had some really great role models along the way.
You want to be CEO of an empire, really, an empire. So tell me more about that. That's your vision. That's your intention, really.
Yeah.
Where do you want to take this boutique?
Well, so I'm a small business owner right now, but I'm not growing a small business. I'm growing a company. And I'm starting out as a small business owner and paying my dues. I'm working every day. I'm cleaning the floors. I'm cleaning the toilets. I am doing the ordering, the steaming, the sales, everything, because I want to make sure that I know my business inside and out.
Yes.
And once I am confident that I have a handle on the business and we're starting to grow, I'd like to further grow our online sales. We're launching our online store in August of this year. Ultimately, I'd like to have more than one location within the city, and then multiple locations around the country someday.
And can you take me to the point of the story with your father? Because I know this was an inspirational moment. This was really great.
Yeah, so I made the decision that this is what I wanted to do several years ago. It was kind of the parlor game. If you won the lottery, what would you do for work? Yes. And I said I want to have my own store. A few years ago, I just said, if someone has to make it work, why not me?
Why not?
And I shared that with my dad, which was hard because he was definitely one of my biggest cheerleaders, but behind my back, like when I wasn't there, he was bragging about me to everybody. But to me, he was always that person asking the tough questions. When I told him that this is what I wanted to do, he was silent for a minute, and he said, anything worth doing is worth doing yourself.
Yeah.
And he even dreamed with me a bit about how we could work side by side and how he could help me. And about 18 months ago, he was diagnosed with cancer. And at that time, I stopped dreaming. I stopped planning for this venture. I took a break because it was really hard to think about a 5-year plan when you're just trying to make it through a 6-week chemo cycle or going day to day. And
this was a difficult time. Good, very.
And, I was afraid that that was going to ultimately delay the dream. But I promised my dad that I would do this. And when he passed away last April, this was the only thing that inspired me, that made me feel alive again, was this dream. And I told him I would do it, so I was going to be damned if I didn't.
Right.
And I really wanted to be open before the 1-year anniversary of his passing.
Right.
And I made that goal.
She did. Yeah, she did.
And
it's wonderful. Yeah.
It was, there are little touches of family and of him everywhere. So from the crystal chandelier that hangs above my checkout counter.
It's beautiful. Yes.
To the, even carrying jewelry with prisms and working with the antiques and the vintage pieces. There are little pieces of family everywhere, and that's important to me.
What would you say to someone who has an obstacle right now and they're trying to move into their dream life?
I heard an amazing quote that I really love, that's amazing things rarely happen inside of your comfort zone. And
nice.
I felt like I'd had such a difficult run at life that I deserved something amazing, and that I was driven by a higher purpose. And I think that you need to tap into your passion. And also, don't do too much research before you decide to quit, because you have to be just dumb enough to be brave.
If you're going to wait till it's finished, you will never, ever do it. It's great advice. And if not now, when? If not you, who? We're not only getting the insight into this lovely area, which you get so pampered, and it's full of abundant treasures, but it's you. It's really you and your father, like you said, and your family. So, when the customer comes in, this is what you see. You see Courtney, but you're going to get a lot more.
And one of the things that I really try to create, and as far as the atmosphere here at Curate, is that when you're coming here, coming over to your friend's house. This is my home, and you are my guest, and I want you to feel comfortable and feel welcome.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. And it really, a visit here, you'll find a treasure here, not only in the boutique, but in Courtney too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.